Today, we're going to talk about our film, The Legend.
Let's do a thing.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the second episode of the Weather News Happens or Not show.
I got a haircut.
Yeah, you got a haircut.
So you can tell that this is a different day.
It's a different day, different episode. As if people have been watching the first episode, it really did well, which is surprising because for the last week or so we've been posting other videos, and those videos they've been alright, doing alright. But that video blew up, so thank you guys for watching it.
Yeah.
Also on the podcast stuff, that's been doing pretty decent, I would say. And so keep listening to that. It'd be very much appreciated. Last episode, we talked about the setup and what is going on with all this, and we talked about our videos and all sorts of stuff, and talked about what we're gonna do, and basically just the basic introductory everything, stuff like that. But today, what are we gonna do for this episode, Dawson?
Today we're going to be talking about a couple of different things. There's one main thing that we're going to be talking about, but what we're going to be talking about first is they just announced the whole new Power Ranger cast kind of deal for the new Power Ranger show.
Yeah,
and
it got leaked out.
Yeah, it got leaked out. And if you know me and Trace, we have this cool thing with Power Rangers. We always think it's cool. We've always thought it was cool. We always thought the suits were cool and the storylines and stuff like that. So we're going to be talking about that. And then the main thing we're talking about is we're going to be reacting and talking about if you saw in the first episode I talked about it, the audio and the video of The Legend, the Beowulf short film, of the class reacting to it. And we'll be talking about what's going on throughout it and like who's reacting to what or who's saying what or what does that reaction mean to what part and different stuff like that. And then after that we're going to be talking about why the Beowulf film even exists, basically.
And what happened while filming it and everything. And we're also going to talk about the Dune trailer that came out the other day. Because we went to watch Tenet. And we saw the teaser for it, and that teaser alone was dope. But the trailer came out a couple days ago, and we're going to talk about what we think might happen in it, and we're going to go watch it. Also, there's going to be a movie review for that, and whenever it comes out, I think it's supposed to come out in like the middle of December. So that'll be happening, and we're just going to do that. But before we get started, Dawson.
So the day that we're filming on today is the tragedy day of 9/11. Everybody knows about this. So in honor, whenever this video comes out, it's going to be Monday. It will not be 9/11, but since today is 9/11, we're going to have like a little moment of silence kind of deal.
So, yep, it is 9/11 today as we're recording this video, and condolences go out to everybody that was that suffered on that tragic day 19 years ago. It's crazy that it was 19 years ago. There's always the question of where were you on that day, and I don't even think we were babies. Yeah, we were babies at that point. So, but anyways, on to the lighter side of the show. First off, we're gonna talk about the Power Rangers Dino Fury cast being leaked. I saw this yesterday and I mentioned it to Dawson. I saw this YouTube video. It came out and it was talking about how the cast might have been leaked, and it was because apparently these like actor people or whatever were following the Power Rangers, and then come to find out they were all following each other. So it was I don't know how somebody really smart had to figure that out.
Yeah.
I don't really know.
Or very stalkerish.
How that worked at all. But we're gonna talk about because since we've been watching or being into Power Rangers, we don't. I mean, yes, we do like the shows, and there are specific parts in some of the episodes that we like.
I like the costumes.
Yeah, that's what I was about to bring up. We mostly like the suits and how they look and stuff like that, and we like doing our own things with them, basically. And so that's kind of the thing.
And I've always liked the whole ordeal about the whole together they're more kind of thing about them, because I just always thought the whole idea of these random people that have never spoke to each other, never knew who they were. They could be different parts of a school or different parts of anywhere.
Or the world.
Yeah, and they never knew each other, and then they get brought together and give these powers to basically save the world all the time. And I just thought that concept was always kind of cool to me.
Yeah, the in my opinion, I think, so I watched a video yesterday, and they were talking about how talking about diversity in the Power Rangers, there's like everybody and anybody really is a part of the Power Rangers, and I thought about it and I was like, if you really think about it, if anyone asks you who the most diverse superhero team is, it's the Power Rangers. Like, you can't, that's the actual truth. I mean, if you look at the very original, like, Power Rangers group.
Well, they also, which you probably caught on to this too, and I remember this line very specifically in the Power Ranger movie. I don't care how much y'all hate on that movie. I enjoyed it. I really did like it. But there was a certain line whenever they first meet Alpha that Alpha says, he goes on and he says the whole line of different colored power coins, different colored kids.
Yeah.
And that was true. There was a white guy, the girl was Indian, wasn't she?
Who in the original?
The
original cast? Or the movie cast?
The movie cast. The girl that played isn't she Indian?
Who, the Yellow Ranger?
No, the Pink Ranger.
No, she's white.
She is?
Yeah, she's a white girl.
Oh.
Tommy's Native American. Like, in the original, like, he comes off like he's...
Yeah.
Yeah, when he becomes the White Ranger, he does a lot.
Yeah.
But
But in the new movie, you got the white guy that's the Red Ranger, the black guy that's the Blue Ranger, the Asian guy that's the Black Ranger.
Yeah.
The Mexican girl that's the Yellow Ranger.
She's black. Yeah, she's black.
And then you got all that different stuff. So, I mean, it's...
And includes everybody.
Yeah.
Especially recently.
Which in the show, or in the movie, which is weird, because this is what we had a conversation beforehand, was she's black, but in the movie, she's Mexican. Because her family's Mexican.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, in the newer one.
Yeah, in the newer movie.
Yeah.
She,
the 1993 one,
and
the 1993 one, she's black. That's what I was meaning. But yeah, the newer one, I keep forgetting that one exists. But I like that one too.
Yeah.
But yeah,
the
she
other
is
movie
Hispanic.
is really awesome though.
Yeah, the newer one, yeah, she is Hispanic. So.
Action boy now, action girl.
yeah. But like I was saying, like with the newer shows, like now more than ever in the newer shows, they are really diverse, which I don't think there's a problem with that. I mean, that's the whole point of the Power Rangers, really.
Yeah.
They're not supposed to be the whole team is supposed to be white people. Like, that's not the point. It's supposed to be, like, everybody. But in the world that we live now, I'm surprised that,
Even in the original Mighty Morphin Power Rangers show, you had a black guy, you had the Asian girl, you had the Native American.
That's what I was saying, yeah.
Well, Jason, he's a Native American, but Rocky is actually Hispanic.
Yeah.
So it's even in the original show, you still had it. So
yeah, it is very diverse. Like, and even now, and we're about to talk about who they have supposedly leaked who the cast is, and I mean, like Troy was the last, I think, white person to be the Red Ranger, and the rest of them have been a person of color. Yeah. Which I think is cool. I mean, for people, for around the world and stuff, I don't see the problem with it. I think it's kind of cool. But it all depends. This is me. It doesn't matter what race they are. It all depends on how well the character is brought up and everything. None of the other stuff matters. It just depends on the story and everything.
the red SPD Ranger. He was awesome.
Yeah, he was great. Yeah, I like him and TJ and.
Even though that show was.
I know, but he was a great. He was a great character and funny. Still can't get over the whole Theodore J. Jarvis Johnson in that Red Ranger reunion. Yeah. And then the newest Red Ranger, the Devin Daniels, who is the Beast Morphers, which to me I didn't expect it to work out so well when I first saw him, and then when I saw him like act and everything, I was like, this dude has got it down. This guy has it. But we're gonna talk about and give our opinion on the people that have been cast to play the next Dino Fury Ranger. Now those suits look awesome. Like the show in general is different, and the morphing stuff is really cool, and how they morph and stuff. You can find clips on it.
Looking up the suits right now.
Yeah, the morphing and stuff that they do in the show in Japan is really cool. If you want to look it up, it's called Ryu Soldier. I'll put the text down here because it's Japanese. I'm putting it down there because a lot of people won't understand what I just said. But yeah, so a lot of people don't know that Power Rangers is. Since I was in elementary school or middle school, I have been really interested in the Japanese version of the Power Rangers, which is the original ones, the Super Sentai ones, and I got Dawson into that because I don't think you ever knew that back then, especially ones that aren't used in America.
Their show is very corny, but the suits that they have
there are some series that are a lot darker than America's. Like, if you look them up, there are a lot of dark moments. Like, characters get killed. Like not even, like, comically killed. They get killed. Like, in, like...
Like our version, if we did.
Yeah, like, it gets, like, murdered and stuff. And so, it's just insane. But,
Their swords are pretty cool, too.
Yeah, they're calling it Dino Fury in America. And I've always found, like, the OG Power Rangers very interesting, and like who they are and what their characters are, and like I've always wanted to make those like versions of the characters here because Power Rangers has never done that. But ever since we were freshmen in high school, we have wrote down like a list of who we would play in if we did a Power Ranger short film or something and all that junk. But we did in freshman year, we started this whole thing where we casted each other as all the different things of Power Rangers because Dawson makes a lot of suits, and if we ever made short films about specific Power Ranger shows, we would already have that in place. Which
we've already talked about we might be doing.
Yeah, we've already talked about doing that.
I just have to get the costumes.
And we might make our own, who knows, but like the whole point is freshman year, we made the whole entire list, and I made up fictional names and everything because we would have our own Power Ranger universe. And as you know, if you watch our videos, there is our own White Ranger, Bradley Dean. There is our own Green Ranger, Trent Mayer, who is dead at this point. And there's Wade Sparks, Red Samurai Ranger, and Brett King. We have 2 Red Samurai Rangers. Yeah. One in actual suit and the other one that just said he was. And Wesley Richards, who is not the actual Time Force Ranger, he's our own version of the Time Force Ranger. So we like doing a lot of original Power Ranger stuff. So on my phone, I have a lot of like custom Power Ranger teams, and I only have them on there, and I've researched a bunch of them in case we needed them because I thought at some point we might make our own custom Power Rangers and stuff like that. Because when we did the Power Rangers show back in 2015, which if we did it now, it'd be so much better. But Dawson did a lot of costumes. Like at one point, he was going to be called I don't know what the Ranger was going to be called. I think it was the Quantum Ranger, but it was literally the Silver Megaforce Ranger.
Yeah.
But we're calling it the Quantum Ranger because we wanted to have our own thing.
Kind of thing.
And so
that's
that.
I've talked to Trace about this too because, like I said, we both have a fascination kind of thing with Power Rangers. We just think they're cool. So I've talked to him about how we should do more kind of Power Ranger things because it's fun to do and it's cool.
Yeah.
So I told him, and I did a concept art kind of thing of a Red Ranger that I'm wanting to do, and here's the picture of it and whatnot. And it's based off of the original Mighty Morphin Power Ranger, Red Ranger, but it's more armored and more like futuristic, newer kind of
Yeah.
thing concept, and I told him because I found another little thing of these like monster suits that I told him it'd be cool to kind of like get those suits and get a couple of them because they were fairly cheap, and then go to like the park or something and like do kind of like a Power Ranger short film to where the Red Ranger's fighting off like our own version of putties kind of deal. And who knows, that might start off a whole show.
Yeah, who knows? We have to figure it out because there's a lot of stuff that goes into keeping those suits not from falling apart.
That's
and
why
figuring that out. Yeah, like in freshman year we had we made a list of all of the, even with the Super Sentai ones because they're different than America's, of the list of who we would play as. And so since we're talking about Dino Fury and we're about to talk about who is playing who, now a lot of the time I don't like, I used to like be like, who do you want to play? Because I usually handle all of that stuff. Lately, when the new ones come out, I just randomly pick who plays who, and then it just works out that way. For this one, I have Dawson playing the Gold Ranger, but I think in the Super Sentai one, it's different. I think you're the red one in that one. It's two different characters, so that's what makes the difference, is they're two different people. And then I have myself as the Black Ranger, but that was chosen at random. That wasn't chosen by me wanting to play the Black Ranger. Out of all those, they all look cool, so I really wouldn't care. I mean, except for green. I don't really want to play green because we're getting to that. And I'll have to change that too. We're about to talk about who was leaked as the cast for the show. Now, for the Red Ranger, they had a guy named Russell Curry. And I already sent it to Dawson.
Yeah.
Of what they look like. It says that he's a comedic actor, so I don't know. I think if they're trying to do a funny character with him, I don't know, because in Japan he's pretty serious, if you ask me. The guy in the Red Ranger in that show in Japan is, but I think he'll fit the part. Usually, whenever they cast Red Rangers, they'll fit the part, unlike Troy. But, what do you think about Russell Curry? As the Red Ranger, I should say.
I can't really say too much because of the fact...
They don't have to be too long.
But it's the fact of... It's kind of like with the whole Beast Morphers thing. I remember when they first casted him, I was just like, he does not look like a Red Ranger.
Yeah, Rory Travis.
Yeah, I was like, he doesn't look like he would be a Red Ranger. He didn't have that.
I thought they might like shave his hair or something or like that.
Yeah, it was one of those things because the Red Ranger's always been a symbol of leadership.
Yeah.
So it's just one of those things that I was like, he doesn't look like a leader.
But then when you watch the show, he totally came out.
So this might be one of those things because when I first see him, it's still because when I see him, I think of the Blue Samurai Ranger.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm like, I don't really see him as a Red Ranger.
Yeah.
But I could see him as a Blue Ranger or even a Green Ranger.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I just don't really see him as a Red Ranger. But then again, I could be proven wrong again. So
yeah, the Power Rangers tends to do that.
So
the Blue Ranger is
Asian.
Yes, again for the third time, but there's nothing wrong with that because the Sudarso brothers who played,
they're awesome.
They're great. Yeah, they played.
Yoshi is.
He's the Dino Charge Blue.
Yeah, but he's cool. I follow him on Instagram.
Yeah,
he's pretty awesome.
Well, he was a diehard fan, and that's how he
He's also
became
buff.
Yeah, he's crazy. His brother is the Ninja Steel Blue Ranger, and now they're getting this guy named Kai Moya as the Blue Dino Fury Ranger. The one in Japan has like silverish blue hair, and I think that just goes on to what his character is, but. I think he's going to turn out like the Sudarso brothers, if I'm going to be completely honest. That's just that's all I'm really going to say about that, because what else can you say? They kind of just led the trail on it. Well, you can't beat Yoshi.
Yoshi.
Well, I mean, his brother is 2 Power Rangers, not just one. So. Yeah. So. Yeah.
But also, I never understood the fact of like this is not a racist thing. Don't take this the wrong way or anything. why do they always make the Asian dude like the Blue Ranger? Like Yoshi, he would make a good Red Ranger.
Yeah.
Like
I think any ranger you put him in, he probably would be.
Yeah,
Because he's Yoshi.
Why do they keep making him blue?
I don't know.
Like
I don't think it's
could
a
be red.
problem. I don't know. I think it works for what it is, but
Yeah, I mean it works, but it was just one of those things. It's kind of like how they I don't know. It's just weird because they've been doing it for like
3
seasons.
Yeah, 3
so
seasons.
it's like
technically 6 because they do 2
Yeah.
seasons, but
it was just, I thought about that whenever you sent me that. I was like,
yeah, I wasn't really surprised.
I was like, what? They could be another company.
Yeah,
but
that's
you know
true.
what? Whatever.
The Pink Ranger is hot. Not gonna lie, they always do that. Like with Pink Rangers, or because the Pink Ranger in Ninja Steel, my lord, have you seen her?
Hold on.
Anyways, the girl that's playing, if I'm correct, I might correct myself if this is not her name. Hunter Deno is her name, from what I can remember from her Instagram name, because I can't remember what her full name is.
Remember her.
She is playing the Pink Ranger, and I think they casted the right person if she actually is playing the Pink Ranger, if I'm not going to lie. Because she reminds me of Jacqueline Sislowski, who plays the Yellow Beast Morphers Ranger.
Yeah.
A lot. So, I thought she fit the part as well. What you think? Because I think she's going to turn out like all the other ones.
I think she'll be good at it.
Usually a lot of the girls that get casted for that do pretty well.
Yeah.
The Black Ranger is supposed to be played by, I think it's Chance Perez, I think it's his name, and he is a part of this boy band that I know of. He'll turn out just like the Gold Ranger from Ninja Steel, because the Gold Ranger from Ninja Steel in real life wasn't a boy band.
Yeah.
But he looked like he fit the part. He reminded me a lot of Chase from Dino Charge.
Yeah.
Because his character wanted to get the ladies and stuff, and I feel like they'll do that with that guy.
Good Lord. You remember that whole part in Dino Charge where they did that whole thing of the Black Ranger liking this girl, but the girl liked the Black Ranger, so he went to the park on a date with the girl in the Black Ranger suit.
Yeah. No, that was funny.
I remember watching that entire episode and I was like, what is going on?
I think that it'll fit. I think, what's funny is that if they're going to make him like the Chase character, it's funny because in Japan, the Black Ranger in Japan is like one tough dude. Like, the dude is like the toughest guy on the team. So it'll be interesting to see that. And this is the not oddball, but it's the outcast part of the whole cast reveal. Alexandra Nunez is playing the Green Ranger, which will be the first on the main team that a girl is playing in color that's not yellow or pink on the main team. And what's funny is in Japan, she plays a guy, or it's a guy in Japan.
In Ninja Storm and in Mystic Force.
Well, and blue too. Yeah, and blue too. But blue's a common color.
But
sort of.
But in Ninja Storm and Mystic Force, it wasn't really like the normal blue. It was like a baby blue.
Yeah.
So.
But it'll be the first time that's not blue, pink, or yellow on the main team.
Yep.
If that happens. But I thought that was kind of cool because in Japan, it's a guy. And it's going to be the same thing like with the other ones. So that's pretty much the cast in a nutshell.
Yeah.
If I messed up their names, then I will definitely correct myself. But
did you just say you would definitely crack yourself?
No, I correct myself.
Oh.
But now we're gonna move on to our next segment, and that is talking about we're gonna move on to our next segment, which is talking about the Dune trailer. So we're gonna talk about that. Okay, so we're about to look at the Dune trailer. We've already seen the trailer, but we're gonna watch it again because of how great it is.
Yes.
So
I'm gonna be on this website for hours.
as you can tell, at the bottom of the screen, you can see my computer, how lovely it is. We're gonna watch it again, and it probably won't be the whole trailer because I don't want to get copyrighted. So I'm gonna do my best to
Copy-rooted.
cut a lot of it out, so I'll get the best reactions. And here we go. It's gonna start. Jesus.
Arrakis.
What? No, that's the teaser. Hold on. I got the wrong trailer.
There's something happening to me. There's something awakening in my mind. I can't control it.
I honestly don't know what they're gonna do with that character. Like, he's such a good actor. Just the way that he's just like serious all the time.
Too much power.
He looks like Kylo Ren.
You can rule yourself. Now you must learn to rule others. Something none of your ancestors learned.
It's cool because he's a swords master in this movie. Oh.
An animal caught in a trap will gnaw off his own leg to escape. What will you do?
I'm gonna beat him up. Yeah, I thought that'd be a cool thing.
Civilization depends on it.
What's he thought?
I can see it. Only I will remain.
Sandworm! It's the Demogorgon's cousin. Oh no! Heck no. I like how it's like the same letter but switched. Alright! That's a lot of people. That's a lot of people.
Jason Momoa's gonna be my favorite thing out of that.
Yeah, when I found out what his character was, I'm like, yep, this is gonna be the best one.
Yeah.
So basically, we're gonna go through some of the pictures in it, and I've got it. I'm pretty sure I got it recording right now. Like I already said. But yes, it is directed by Denis Villeneuve. He also did Blade Runner 2049 and Arrival, which are some pretty good movies. I like those movies a lot.
Yeah.
He does some very futuristic ones. I've heard a lot of people say it's going to be on the same level as Star Trek and Star Wars. I agree. I think it will be. It's funny because they did one in 1984, and it was not as serious, but this one looks nowhere near funny or anything. It looks dead serious, so it looks like it's going to be the next big movie franchise that they're doing, and that's awesome.
I think it looks cool.
Because we'll be at the very start of it.
Yep.
I remember I never heard of Dune until probably last year, towards the end of last year, when they were talking about making a Dune movie.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, is this like some new original thing? But no, it's based off of a book called Dune, and that came out in the 1980s, and I thought that was super cool.
Yeah.
But, so Timothée Chalamet is playing Paul, I forget the last name sometimes, but he plays Paul. We're gonna say Paul because I don't want to butcher his name.
Hi, I'm Paul.
Yeah.
Hi, I'm Paul.
Artides, I'm pretty sure it's his name, and I'll correct myself if I'm wrong. But I think you couldn't get anybody else to play that character. Just by looking at the dude, like, you know that was the right choice.
Is he supposed to be like a prince or something?
He's the son of the king of the planet. Yeah, he's the son of Oscar Isaac. I do know that by hearing interviews and stuff that eventually I know he'll become the king of their planet. But he was casted in, and I was like, awesome, it's great, because he's a really great actor, and he's close to our age, which is awesome too. Zendaya's in this. Oh my gosh. She's amazing in Spider-Man, and she was amazing on Disney Channel, too. So it's great to have her in there. I'm trying to think of what other pictures we got. Oh yeah, Josh Brolin. It's weird to see Thanos himself teaching Paul the ways of fighting, basically. That looks really cool. It reminds me of Wakanda. A little bit. Or Rome or something like that. Yeah, I found out that they actually filmed in the actual desert for all this stuff.
Nice.
They kind of had to in the dunes because,
True.
That's an epic shot right there.
Yeah.
Of
There's one shot that
shot of him. Where's the shot of him at?
was really cool was when they were all sitting there and all the soldiers were lined up and they all stood up. And,
That's an epic shot. I love that.
I was like, oh, that's cool.
Yeah, they're all...
Their armor looks cool, though. I like it reminds me of Fallout.
Yeah.
kind of.
A lot of futuristic armor stuff
Yeah.
is basically that looks like that, and this is supposed to take
Probably
place
did.
several thousand years in the future. So, you know, yeah, that's supposed to be going
we
on.
could do something like that.
I know. We can
I
do
know.
possibly anything. Like we said, I believe Timothy Chalamet and Jason Momoa are going to be the best parts.
Yeah.
Batista's probably going to be amazing too because he's supposed to play a guy with the nickname of Beast, so he's probably
Batista looks like the bad guy.
Yeah. Well,
Because it looks like they're versus them.
they've talked about who the bad guy is, and he only appears for like 2 scenes, little clips in here. I'll have to find him. I thought that was a cool shot. I don't know how they filmed that, but I have to find a clip of him. When I saw that, I was like, I'm all in with her character. This part where the shot of them running all together and it explodes, that gave me chills. I was like, oh my gosh. The whole sword thing is cool.
Yeah.
That's creepy. Wow.
Why does her eyes glow?
It's in the book. It'll probably be explained. But
Does she have like some power or something like that?
I don't know. There's like I know if people are fans of Dune, which, well, we were not born at this point when it came out, and the people our age were reading the book.
Yeah.
That it's a big part of the universe, basically, is the whole eye thing. I forgot what it was. I saw it somewhere. This kind of clip right here kind of shows that he calls him like the Lord guy, so it tells you that he's going to become, obviously, at some point.
Yeah.
Possibly that he's going to be the man. The sandworm, who just looks like a demogorgon. Not going to lie, just a bigger version of it.
Yeah, basically.
Where is it? I need to find the scene. He is a alien. He looks like an alien.
See, that's what I was thinking, because it looks like they're versing them.
Yeah, they're the bad guys. But he's not the bad guy. I'm trying to find the clip of the guy who is the bad guy, because they've talked about him. Somebody dies. There's got blood on his thingy. That's an epic shot with the sword.
Yeah.
There's a shot, like not a blank shot of the villain of the film. Him.
Yeah.
That's him. So the guy on the screen right now. So I was watching like a bunch of like this 17 or so minute long interview with everybody, and I've seen people talk about it, and they've talked about his character as the bad guy.
Mm-hmm.
The Harkonnens is like the bad people, pretty much, and so he's like the head of that. He's a weird dude. He also is that's Stellan Skarsgård. Yeah, his sons are Alexander and Bill.
Oh.
Yeah, that's their dad. And so he's playing the bad guy in this. The thing is, somebody said this, and this is a good point. There's a lot of famous people in this movie. A lot of famous actors, actresses. Rebecca Ferguson of Dr. Sleep, she's in this too. There's a bunch of people in this. And somebody made the point of saying, oh, well, a bunch of people are in it. It must be good. If like all these famous people read the script and they're all joined in, it must be something special. Something's about it that they're wanting to do it. And so that kind of just tells you that it's going to be great. Do you have any opinions on it?
I just like the concept of it. I've always found an interest in like futuristic kind of civilizations, kind of like this. Like, there is a show on Netflix that I thoroughly enjoyed, and I don't know if it's called the Shannara Chronicles kind of stuff. And it takes.
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about.
It's
got Deathstroke in it.
Yeah,
Okay.
He plays a wizard,
Mm-hmm.
kind of a warlock, but which is super cool. But he it takes like this whole world happened, but it takes place hundreds of years after the world, but they go back to medieval time period.
Yeah.
Where there's elves and warlocks and like princesses and princes and stuff.
Yeah.
And I always thought that was cool because but the technology advances are still there, but they're using medieval weapons.
Yeah.
And there's a couple episodes where they go into a town that's like a revolutionary like town where they use like revolvers and kind of stuff like that, and of course they all die. But I mean, that's just always been a cool interest of mine, is like seeing stuff like that where it's like kind of like futuristic sci-fi kind of stuff where it's like so many years after how this could happen, but now this is happening, kind of stuff like that. I just always thought that was kind of cool, kind of like Fallout.
Yeah. I do think, like I said before, I do think that it is going to be the next Star Wars, if not bigger than.
Yeah.
It might be bigger than Star Wars, if I'm going to be completely honest. Because if this film does really well when it comes out in December, which I believe it will, it's just going to start a whole thing, literally. Toys, everything. But, I mean, you know, the first one came out a long time ago, but it didn't have, like, as big as a cast as it does now. But it is widely known as the most popular sci-fi novel ever.
Yeah.
And I'm surprised that no one has really touched it until now.
Yeah.
But I mean, we got all the technology now in the world to make big stuff like we are now. But that's our opinions on Dune. We're gonna go watch it in December, and we're gonna do a movie review on it. And that one's probably going to be pretty long. No one knows because of how big of a film this is.
Yeah.
But, yeah. And we're going to move on to our next segment where we're going to react to the Beowulf video. And we're going to talk about that and pause it when we need to and all that stuff. And you get the point. You'll see it.
And also, while we're talking about this, we got the Beowulf prop sword that I used in the film for Beowulf.
Yeah.
And we also got the costume I used for Beowulf. I mean, it's not the full thing, but you got the armor, you got the little fur palette, you got the undergarments, you don't got the belt or the pants or the shirt or the gauntlets I used, but you got the main thing, basically. So,
yeah.
There's that.
We're going to the segment where we watch the video, so here we go.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're about to start watching the Beowulf, or the Legend, I want to call it Beowulf, but the Legend, the English class reaction version that I made, because I was supposed to make this a long time ago, but I asked Dawson to send me the video, and I just synced it up with the video when they played it in class, so it would be cooler, and for a day like this where we watch it. So, so we're about to watch it. So I probably won't cut a lot of this out because it's our own thing. So, but here we go. We might pause it sometimes.
It's me and Nick here.
It's me and Nick here.
Yeah.
You already talked to
This was if y'all want to know when this was taken, this was in February of last year. Probably, well, because I posted the video on the 10th of February, I think, and this took place probably a couple days after because I sent Nicholas I sent him the version to show in class, and instead he showed the Whether These Hammers or Not version, so I was like, oh, okay.
You'll hear me and Nick talk about that here in just
Yeah,
I love that. That looks cool. It looks different. That looks loud.
I did not think it took this long for it to start.
I didn't really
I remember that part where he's like, is this the one with the intro?
Dawson's project. Now the intro isn't this, so just.
What's funny is, because Nicholas just said in the video that it was y'all's project when Justin was a part of y'all's group too.
Yeah, but Justin wasn't even there.
Yeah, Justin wasn't even there to do it.
So just play it.
He was supposed to be in the video.
I know.
Nice! It probably would have been longer if we put the whole story in there.
Well, it's because he was. I'll talk about it.
Yeah.
Just shut up.
I'm half naked. Shut up.
If you put the whole, story in there, it would have been way longer. We're supposed to do a sequel. I think we'll do the second part of it, I think.
I hate that so much.
I did too.
Already laughing at it as we started.
storm came a brewing. It lasted for 2 moons.
I think Nicholas could have just not
Started
said
into a
anything
cave
here.
downside the mountain. I stayed there for 2 moons. After the last moon came, I finally came down to a path that led me here. Oh.
Oh. Oh.
Went to the Plain Valley.
Sorry.
Sorry.
I thought people would laugh at that, but I guess not.
I got you. Canterbury story.
No, don't tell that story. That's
I remember when I posted this on Instagram, Nicholas commented said, good thing you didn't talk about the Canterbury Tale.
What about the story of Beowulf?
Yeah, that's nasty.
I don't think I've ever heard that story. Well, the story
Blurry! Yeah. Good job, Mason. I think it's funny because people think they're just 2 normal guys, but they're Vikings. That's the thing, is that people think they're
That
normal.
was so funny. Like, right when the music started playing, they were like, I love it. It's like,
How did you start it?
I go along with
Yeah, I know.
they call it Grindel.
freaking Fuller. The noises that Fuller makes is great.
I'm not surprised he did that.
And through the night, Grindel would burst through the doors. Kill 30 of the warriors in their sleep. The rest of the warriors.
I'll have to talk about after this how hard it was to say these lines.
Shadow.
It's a lot harder than people think.
Hrothgar and his advisors couldn't find
Alright, the best part.
to calm down the monster.
Pretty much from here on out, it's pretty good.
Only one thing.
Well, it's pretty good the whole way, but...
Everyone was like, yeah.
Yeah. I think we should have went the other way, but we didn't. I think you still would have saw it anyways. If you got it from the side, it would have been... Dang! Oh man, this is shit. Look at these are some different times. Look at that scream at that.
Hrothgar got in contact with Beowulf.
What? What is this? There wasn't John in that class?
With 12 other
Yeah.
warriors.
Yeah, I had lunch with John. He was talking about the film when we
And when
went
he
to
got
lunch.
there, the room filled with cheer.
Sealed.
And
Filled.
Hrothgar explained the situation. to
It was
Beowulf.
late, alright?
And Beowulf
Yeah,
said,
it cuts off here.
tonight we
He just plays the
celebrate.
film.
And as we celebrate,
Because you cut the
I
video
will
off.
kill
I
the
think.
monster. And as they celebrated,
It'll cut back in.
Beowulf stripped down, and
Yeah,
he
he cut
said,
the video
"It
off.
is only fair if we
That was
fight
hard to say.
in our
Oh, because
natural state."
the announcement thing that came
No,
on.
no, no. That's it. Yeah, it cuts back to the actually. You just turned it off, I
Leaps
think.
into action to fight the monstrous creature. And as Beowulf pinned down Grendel, he grabbed his arm, and he said,
I am
Reaper,
Terror. And
Slasher,
Gouger.
I am the teeth in the darkness.
If I'm gonna be honest, I didn't understand half the lines I said. I just said them in a very serious voice.
It was in the book.
It was in the book.
It
Yeah.
was in the movie.
Yeah.
It's there.
Beowulf screamed at the top of his lungs.
Everybody goes, oh!
Oh my god.
Deep in the caves where Grendel lived,
There-
Beowulf met.
Sounds like someone's scared.
No, that was Fuller. He was
Oh. Sounds like he was scared.
She left the caves and went to the hall and killed most of the warriors in
Okay.
their sleep.
I can't see because
As
of
the
fire.
warriors awoke,
smoke in my eyes.
they see the massacre from Grendel's mother. Hrothgar explains that Grendel is his son.
Whoa.
So
I'm just
Beowulf takes
remembering
on the next
what
challenge.
gets said here in a minute.
Sit down, my son.
Journey to the
Beowulf
path.
approaches the night. He goes and tries to search for Grendel's mother.
Okay.
I remember this.
That was
That
so
was so
cool.
cool. I remember this.
Dang.
Beowulf walks into the
A lot
water.
harder than you think.
He feels the presence.
Also out of focus.
Yeah, I know.
Turns around to see
Out of focus. What?
Who's that?
That's all.
God.
On the right part, on that part.
No.
On that part specifically, I had to stop.
Is that fake? No.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that, yeah. Is that fake? Oh!
God.
We had to do it somehow.
I was so calm.
That was so awkward to watch, I remember.
And it was his idea.
Yeah. Well, it was y'all's project,
Now,
so...
Olivia, when you do this, I need you to do this. And I'm going, excuse me?
What? This part was hard. We'll talk about that later, but that was hard. I would say this is probably the hardest video we had to do, and not because of how the scenes in it, but we'll get into it in a minute how hard it was. But
I love this show.
the legend.
That was good.
Yeah, it was great. It's awesome. I'm pretty sure I'm pretty sure we were sitting by the fire, and I was like, why don't we just call it the legend because it's about. Whatever. I think we're gonna call it Beowulf. That's what we're gonna call it. But that would have gave a lot away. Fun fact: Beowulf was actually nominated for Best Character last year with South Jardine, but he didn't win. South Jardine won.
I forgot about this.
Oh, and I did it back. That was hard. It was especially hard to put it in slow motion.
And then for my own amusement,
Yeah! Alright, well that was that. I don't even know what to say about that. That was just fun.
And then on top of that, to make things even more hard on me, was the fact that in every class that he had after ours,
Yeah.
he showed it to.
Yeah, I was gonna bring that up,
It's
yeah.
like, "Ah!"
Yeah, ever since that was showcased in the class, he now shows it to pretty much every class because when I found this out because, so the way that I found it out, because I told Dawson
I remember
about
him
it.
saying it, but I
Yeah.
didn't believe it. I was
Yeah.
like, nah, he's gonna
Yeah.
forget about it. But then it happened.
Yeah, and the way that like we figured out that it happened was I was at school and I was walking out of a class and some girl sent me a video of them watching our video in his class and we're like, oh wow, we're in there.
Olivia had that class next year.
Yeah.
And it was showed, and then everybody looked at
Yeah.
Olivia, and Olivia was like,
Yeah, and so yeah, he plays it. I'm guessing he still plays it in every class that he has.
Probably.
But yeah, the film. I said that it was probably the hardest. Honestly, one of the hardest films to make because, well, it was hard because the way that we had it, there's no script.
Yeah.
The story was basically all we had to go off on.
We had it all on phone of all the
Yeah.
stuff that we needed to read.
Yeah.
We had the story on the phone, and we had to go off.
It
the
was
story.
it was the first film that we did that was based off of an actual book. So that's that. And it made us want to do more videos like that. But it was one of the hardest.
I remember one video we wanted to do kind of like that was like biblical stories.
Yeah.
Which we still might do because I still want to do it. I still kind of want to do the story of goodbye computer.
Yeah, it's going away.
But the story of can't remember his name.
Samson.
Yeah.
Yeah, Samson.
Why did that leave my
I have
brain?
no idea.
But I thought the story of Samson would be kind of a cool one to do
Yeah.
with that. But any kind of biblical story would be kind of cool to do in that way because it's kind of hard to do that film by itself to like reenact all the stuff that y'all talked about.
Yeah.
Would make it 10 times more harder.
Yeah.
Because we'd have to go to like set locations and get like
You'd
a
have to
whole
figure it
cast
out.
together
Yeah,
and
you
all
have
this
to
other
figure
stuff.
it out.
that was just easier because they were talking about most of the story, adding in music and adding all that kind of stuff, and then adding in actual things from the story in place. So, I mean...
Yeah, it was very hard to film it, and I believe it was the hardest film that we ever made. That was The Lost Treasure until we did this video, and I think it was the hardest one that we've ever done. We do want to try to make more films out of books.
Yeah.
Because, not based off a whole book, but like the premise of a book, or maybe read some of it and get something out of it, because then we would already have a baseline for what to do.
Heck, we can even do that with Disney stories.
Yeah.
Because Disney stories were books.
Yeah.
Like Snow White or something.
Yeah.
That would be cool.
Mm-hmm.
Because I know we wanted to do a dark version of Snow White.
Yeah.
So that could be like the dark version of Snow
Mm-hmm.
White. I remember I was the huntsman.
Mm-hmm.
I gotta grow my hair back out.
Yeah.
Which I'm doing. I'm growing my hair back out. It's just... the reason why I cut it the way it is, like if you saw in the last video, my hair was growing back out, but I shaved the sides completely off and kept the top long because whenever it does start to grow out, it'll kind of equal out a little bit. So,
yeah. I was gonna go into talking about how we filmed it because I don't think we've ever really talked about on the channel how we got to making the video and what we did to plan for it.
and that's what you talked about a minute ago. So we might do that with other videos that we guys talk about how we made it. So
and what days, how many days it took, and every little thing because this is our show. I remember the one thing I don't know if you remember, but I remember that it was we had civics class together. And his next period was the lit class that we just watched that he was in.
Yeah.
And he was telling me that they were having a project in there for Beowulf, and you could do anything like make a cake or whatever.
Yeah, you can either make... It was like Peyton, who was in the class, she made a cake out of for the dragon that was in the story.
I don't know why you would do that, but...
It was cool looking, though. Like, it did look really good.
Yeah.
It was awesome. You could either bake something that was, like, in that time period. You could recite a monologue from the story.
Yeah.
You could have did, like, fan fiction of it.
That's true.
Or you could do, like, art from it and different stuff like that.
Pretty much anything.
And here's the funny thing. He legitimately told us, he was like, you can try to do a short film, but I wouldn't recommend it because every short film that I have gotten was crap. And I instantly was like, oh.
Well, that changed.
I was like, okay.
Apparently.
Because that's what I was going to ask him was like, can we do a short film? And after class, before I had to rush over to my next period, which I don't remember.
Yeah.
Oh, it was banned. Yeah, because third period was banned for me always.
Yeah.
But, before I had to rush down to my next period, I asked him, I was like, hey, me and my friends and Nicholas were all in the film class. We do short films, different stuff like that. Would it be okay if we did a short film on it? He was like, yeah, it needs to be longer than, 4 to 5 minutes.
Oh,
and
that's
easy. And he was like, it needs to be longer than that, and it needs to have all these requirements from it, and he gave me all the requirements.
I don't remember that.
Yeah, he told me the requirements, and then as we were filming it, I was like, we're meeting all of them. So it was but
I don't remember that part.
He was like, here's all the requirements you need from a short film, and then he was like, I'm warning you though, every film that I got turned out crappy.
Have you seen our videos?
And I was like, okay, no pressure, but all right.
I mean...
And then...
I wasn't very nervous about it.
I was, because I was in the classroom.
Yeah, I know you were. I mean,
I was like,
well, in my opinion, if I was in the classroom, I still wouldn't think I'd be that nervous because of the stuff that we've done. Like, that was one of our most recent ones we did, and it was really good. So I don't think that I wasn't very nervous about it. I wouldn't be very nervous about it.
Yeah. It was just the whole...
I mean, I did think about it because it was for Nicholas and them's grade. Yeah. But, like, I wasn't as nervous either way because I knew it was going to be good.
I was just nervous of getting laughed at.
Yeah. Well, that just comes with criticism.
And I was like, oh. And then when it, like you saw in the reaction, it went really well. Yeah. Everybody loved it.
Yeah.
Fuller loved it. He gave us a 100, I'm pretty sure.
I think that's what you said.
Yeah, he gave us a 100 for it.
I wasn't
And-
there. I'll say that. I wasn't there because it was Nicholas and all them when you saw it. I was in another class period. I wish I was there, but I wasn't
And then
there.
I remember at the very end of the class, they were like, "Can we watch it again?" And then Fuller was like, "No, we gotta get through everybody else's
No.
projects." But yeah, it went really well.
Yeah, it was pretty well done.
Filming it though sucks.
Yeah, we're about to get into
Because
that.
it was like last minute, like
Yeah.
we gotta do this now.
Yeah, like I remember he was telling me that in civics class, and so at that time we to make videos a lot. Every like Tuesday after school we started filming stuff.
Yeah.
Because I had work-based learning, so I could get out of class earlier.
Yeah.
Or out of school earlier, and so we would film a lot of videos. And so what we did, if you watch the behind the scenes, is the first thing that we did was make this stuff. Or he made this stuff. I don't know how to do that. But
cosplays.
yeah, we made the costumes and stuff, and there was supposed to be initially 3 Vikings. A lot of people don't know, oh, well, the people telling the story, they're normal people. No, they're Vikings. They're supposed to be Vikings, but
Because Beowulf is a Viking.
yeah, he's a Viking, and they're like people that know him. That guy that was telling the story, Hjalti, knew him.
Yeah.
But he doesn't say that he knows him. That's why he knows the story, is because he knows Beowulf. And so, so there was initially supposed to be 3 people, but the other person couldn't make it. And so the way that we started filming it was one of the oddest ways that we started filming a video, I think, period. Because I had to work that the night that we filmed it, because we made the video talking about all the costumes and everything and making them and stuff. And then I had to work that night. Dawson and Mason and Nicholas and them were already setting up over there, and I was at work because I had to work when I worked at the movie theater. And I got off work and I went down there, and it was probably like 9 or 10 o'clock, and we didn't start filming, and this will probably shock a lot of you. We did not start filming until 12 o'clock in the morning, which was crazy because we could have started filming earlier.
Yeah.
But we didn't, because I'm pretty sure Mason was charging his camera.
Yeah,
think
we
that
were
was the
also.
reason
I think
why.
we were like getting everything together. Like we were getting
Yeah.
the script and stuff like
Yeah.
that kind of together. Because, like I said a minute ago, this was legitimately last minute. Like, because I don't remember. I think it was like
We had
a
to do it
challenge.
we had to do it in the whole week.
Yeah, but it was like a challenge deal. Because originally Fuller was like, "Oh, you got 2 weeks," and then someone made a comment, and he was like, "Okay, y'all got 1 week," and me and Nicholas both were like, "What?
What now?"
And we're like, everybody else was like, "Oh, okay." And then me and Nicholas was like, "No, we gotta film we gotta film a whole video." Like, what?
Figure it out and everything.
And then he was like, "Well, guess y'all gotta get started." So then I remember texting Trace like, "We gotta do this." Like, now.
Yeah, I remember that. And we started on Tuesday and ended on Saturday. It took us not even a week. It took us less than a week. But I mean, we're so used to making videos in one day that it doesn't really matter. But we started filming at 12 o'clock in the morning. It's freezing cold outside. It was February. Of course it's going to be freezing cold outside.
Yeah.
At one point it started sleeting. I remember that, and that's how cold it was outside.
Yeah.
We were all bundled up and everything. And I was saying when we were reacting to it, my parts of narrating were a lot harder than people think. Dawson had to continuously tell me the lines over and over because there were such big parts in one scene of the story that I had to say that it took several takes, and that's why it took us 2 hours to film those parts.
Yeah.
And plus, at the very beginning, we were trying to figure out what we wanted to do for the start of the film. But we did all that, and it was 2 o'clock in the morning at this point, and it was late. Like, at that point, I've not stayed up that late in a long time. And I don't know if you have, but at that point, I mean, like, at that time, time. But, we then were, like, just sitting and chilling by the fire, and then everybody started to go to sleep. And so, no joke, Nicholas stayed out there until 5 o'clock in the morning.
To keep the
fire going. Because we had to film the end scene of the film when the sun comes up, where it's, like, kind of bright outside, so it looks like a whole entire night has passed. And I eventually did go to sleep. But in the camping chairs, which I could not do that. That was the most painful thing I've ever felt in my life. But we did that, and then we filmed all that stuff, and we stayed outside for a pretty good while. It was still cold, though. I think it was cold pretty much the whole day. And then the rest of that day, we filmed the Beowulf scenes. That was the very last thing that we filmed.
We went to a Waffle House.
Yeah, right after that. And then
after that, because I remember everybody was like, we're hungry.
Yeah.
And we're like, all right, let's go to Waffle House. It's like early in the morning. Because it was like, wasn't it like 9 o'clock? It was
I
like,
guess.
It was early.
Yeah.
And we went to Waffle House, but I remember while we were filming it, Olivia showed up to be moral support or something.
Yeah.
And she was like, yeah, I want to be there. And we're like, okay. So she showed up.
Yeah, the night before.
Yeah. She showed up. We told her that because we already told her she was going to be a part of the film.
Yeah.
And
well, you gotta have somebody to play Grendel's mother.
Yeah. Wasn't there supposed to be someone else that was supposed to play Grendel's mother?
No. Well, at first it was supposed to be me, Nicholas, and Justin as the main group of Vikings, and there was no Grendel's mother. I don't think Grendel's mother was even a part of it until Nicholas mentioned that scene with Grendel's, and we filmed the part of us talking about Grendel's mother, and then we got Olivia to play Grendel's mother because we needed someone to play the mother.
Yeah.
So, but we went out and ate, and then we filmed all the Beowulf stuff. We filmed the big, massive killing scene first, which took several takes because we had to do a thing where Mason had the camera, or Nicholas had the camera, then he passed it off to Mason so we could all get everybody in one shot, and that was crazy. And then we did the whole Beowulf pulling the arm thing, which was disgusting because that teddy bear arm was the most disgusting thing to hold on to, because I had to hold on to it so you could rip it out of my hands.
Yeah, I thought it was funny at that one point, because it's even in the behind the scenes. We're talking about that scene, and I remember Nicholas going, I don't remember this, and I was like, we read the book like 2 days ago.
It's like a big part of it.
I was like, what?
It's a big part of the story.
I was like, have you even seen the movie? He was like, I think half of it. I was like, what?
The setup for that scene was ridiculous because we had Mason filming it on his phone, which we weren't going to use that footage anyways, just for behind the scenes, but we also had, the shed had so much stuff in it. Me and Olivia had to jam-pack ourselves in that shed because I had to stand in the front holding the teddy bear hand, and then Olivia had to have the cup of blood and throw it on Dawson as he rips it out of our hands. So we were working on it.
We were getting there.
We were scrunched together, and then after that we went to Tolona. Yeah, my mind just went somewhere else. We went to Tolona and we filmed there in below freezing water.
God.
I didn't even have to step in the water to know how much pain that was, and Dawson had to experience that.
I was the first one that had to go in there, and it.
You were the only one with Olivia that went in there.
You could probably put this clip from behind the scenes, but there's a part where I'm like, I'm going out there and I'm staying out there.
Yeah.
Me first. All right, I'm gonna be honest. Y'all better get this camera out because I'm gonna walk out there and I'm staying out there.
There's a part where like you talk about before you go into the water. But it was funny because that scene basically was last second too, because we didn't think about that scene until 2 o'clock in the morning when we were filming the part where we're talking about Grendel's mother.
Yeah, because I remember we were talking about it, we were like, yeah, we could do that at my house because, I mean, there's a creek and whatnot.
Yeah.
And then I remember we got on the concept of like, well, it would be bigger. And
if we went to Tolona.
Yeah, and then Nicholas was like, well, let's just go to the waterfall.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay.
The fun fact, that little part of the area where Dawson walks out into the water, that's where the Uncharted treasure is.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the same area.
It's also where everything is.
Well, those two significant scenes are. And that's also where Josh goes to put a dip in Ghost. He goes down there in a little dip.
What the crap?
Yeah, what the crap, man. But we did that. And that was it. That was the last shot we did. And then that night, if you're watching the behind the scenes, we are editing the video. Yep. And the video came out, I think, the next day. And then Dawson showed it off to the class probably the day after that.
Yep.
So it was all happening all at once. And so it was one of the hardest like the way that the weather was working and all of us were doing, it was one of the oddest and weirdest like filming
I
experiences.
feel like we could have been more prepared for it, but considering the fact that it was just
I
like,
wouldn't change none of that though.
Oh no, I wouldn't change
great-
it. It's the film is amazing.
Not the film, like how it all happened. I
Oh,
wouldn't
yeah.
change any of that because that's it. That's how it made the film
Yeah,
better.
but I would say if we had like more time to prepare for it, I think the worst part about it was just how cold it was.
Yeah.
Because we were all sitting there like,
Help me.
And then Trace over here, like another thing that we probably could have prepared more for. Half of the time when he's talking, he's crying
Yeah.
because smoke is legitimately
Yeah.
just whoosh, and he's
Well, I mean, there's that one scene where like I'm talking about Grendel's mother and my eyes are squinting because
He's
one, the fire is like super like bright and I
Yeah.
can't see, and plus there's smoke everywhere and I can't see anything. So
Yeah.
that's why it took us like 1,000 different tries to get the lines ready and right, and we don't study our lines because we're guerrilla filmmakers. We're not professional. Well, we are professional, but you get the point. But, you know, yeah, I mean, that was, if I'm going to be completely honest, we've done lines and stuff for scripts and everything, and that was the hardest for me to say lines because I had to narrate the whole entire story of Beowulf. But it is what it is, and that video's out now, and it happened, and that was a year ago, and it doesn't feel like a year ago. I think that's going to be it for us for episode 2 of the Whether News Happens or Not show. We're not really sorry that this is really long because that's the whole point of the show. But yeah, that was it. We talked about the Power Rangers, Dino Fury, cast leak. We talked about the Dune trailer. We talked about the Legend and stuff like that, and us reacting to the English classroom reacting to it.
Yes.
That's going to be it. If you like this video, leave a like down below. If you're listening to this video on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or Anchor,
Hi.
then hello. And also follow us on those places so you can listen to every episode. And comment down below what stuff do you want us to talk about next. And subscribe to the Weather News Happens or Not channel.
Yes.
My name is Trey Sparks.
I'm Dawson Mullins.
See you guys in the next Weather News Happens or Not show. Bye-bye.